Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Xoxo, this is Xoxo Tarot, and in today's Pick a Card Stone reading, I'm really excited for it. I felt really called to do a reading where I gave you guys the opportunity to connect one-on-one with a spirit guide that is currently working with you. Now, everybody's beliefs are different. I'll just kind of share mine and kind of how I see things. Feel free to skip this part if you're comfortable with your own cosmology, you're not confused. But essentially, I believe that there are many beings of unconditional love. That's the main thing, is that if a being is guiding you and they're a true guide, they're a being of unconditional love. They want what is not only in your highest good, but in the highest good of all beings. They are pure love in a spirit. And I believe that some guides are with us throughout our whole lives. I believe that some guides come in and out based on functions and purposes. I just believe that there are an infinite amount of loving beings that are always helping us on our journey, rooting for us, or, working with us as we move along in our human journey. So I really wanted to give you guys the opportunity to kind of maybe see if there's a guide you've already been connecting with without realizing it, get confirmation for a guide that you already have, or meet a guide that maybe you felt their influence around you but haven't realized who it is, or maybe you have no clue at all. You just want to know that there's some loving energy around you, protecting you and guiding you. And so no matter what, that is what this reading is for today. So let's go ahead and break down what we're going to do. So we're going to start by looking at who dis. Who is this guide? What do they want to tell us about them? And this is an example where I would say, don't worry about the who dis in terms of an energy check, because you may not recognize the energy that is coming through. Oftentimes, a lot of guides don't really show themselves when they're helping us, because it's not about ego. They don't need credit. They're just there to love, help, and support us. So, if this guide is completely new to you, definitely listen to it. Maybe you'll realize in hindsight they've given signs that they're around and you just didn't see them before. But what is their purpose as your guide at this time? That should serve as an energy check, where if the purpose I'm talking about of guiding you in this, at this point in your life, you're like, oh, I'm not at that place in my life, then I would say maybe pick a different group. But it could be a guide saying hi, maybe they guided you in a different point of your life, or maybe if you can recognize that their purpose kind of sounds like where you're headed in the future, then maybe this is a guide introducing themselves to be like, hey, I'm going to be working with you. But really trust your own intuition with this, and trust whatever you feel is true. That is what's most important. Your heart is the guide, is the true guide here, and is the intermediary between your human self and this guide. So if you're drawn to more than one group, absolutely pick more than one reading, because there could be multiple guides. But we're going to be looking at those two parts with oracle cards, and the card that you pick is part of what represents their purpose as your guide, at least at this time. Maybe they have other roles, but this is what they're working on right now. So then we're going to move into tarot, and we're going to start by looking at how you can connect with them. So they're going to give you an opportunity to just kind of see, if you want to consciously connect to them, you don't have to. This is how you can. Then we're going to look at how have they already impacted your life. So where have they already supported you or been influential, and see, if that rings alarm bells of like, oh my gosh, that was them. And then we're going to look at what guidance they have to share with you right now, just anything they might want you to know. And then we are going to do channeled messages from your guides using a heart deck that I have. Forgot to add that, so that's down there. And then we are going to finish off with charms, and I'm going to use the charms as signs that represent this guide. And also extra guidance for you. So we'll just kind of do that intuitively. But I'm really excited for this reading today. I feel like it's going to be very heartwarming and very empowering, but who knows? We'll see. So starting with group number 1, we have this Rose Quartz Sun, and we are going to be using the Guides of the Hidden Realms Oracle. And then for group number 2, we have this Opalite butterfly on top. I haven't used her in a long time. I'm excited she's out again. And we are using the Starseed Oracle for that group. And then finally, for group number 3, we are going to be using the Elemental Oracle, and I have this blue Chalcedony leaf on top. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to decide which pile you feel most drawn to. This is an excellent example where it's absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one, especially if you feel drawn to more than one. I know all of the groups are very pretty. It just happened to work out that way, and I was really excited about it. But yeah, do what works for you. And as with all my readings, but especially a reading like this, if you get guidance or get messages that I don't say out loud, please, please, please trust those, because those are unique messages for you that you should trust. You know, it's impossible for me to get everything. And it's quite possible there are things meant for you that someone else in your group isn't meant to hear. And so you'll get that insight. So trust that. But intro squad, hey, I know we're not doing a Make-A-Wish today, but if you just want to say, hey, hi intro squad, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for how often you guys are sounding off in the comments and just letting me know that you sit with me and are listening to me and sharing with me. I love reading your guys' comments. I love like knowing just all these cool things about you guys. So thank you for sharing your life with me. Thank you for, commenting and letting me know that you're here. Thank you for sharing energy with me. And it is my wish that you enjoy this reading. And if you want to make a wish in the comment section today, or just say, I made a wish, then do that. Maybe do it with your own candle. Oh, and by the way, candles right now are going to be 15% off through the holidays. So ASO 15 if you want that. But that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I love you, my intro squad. And I love all of you guys, of course, which I guess anyone outside of intro squad wouldn't hear that, but that doesn't really matter. There's just enough love to go around. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into your groups now, and I will see you in your reading. Hi there, pile 1. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the Rose, Quartz, Sun, and the Guides of the Hidden Realms Oracle, this is going to be your reading on the spirit guide that is coming through to say hi. So with these 3 cards, we're going to look at who this spirit guide is. So let's just start with that. So we have the 2 of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Cups. And we have Rhodochrosite. I already love this energy. And then these cards are going to represent what this guide's purpose in your life is right now. So to start, we have Order in the Forest, releasing resentments, making amends, cleansing. We have Dagas. And we have Magnetism through gratitude. So I'm just gonna move this on the other side and make sure that everything is in the frame. Yeah, actually I can spread things out a little bit, which is wonderful. Okay, so let's start with who this guide is. I strongly feel for a lot of you, if you came to this reading hoping that you are going to connect with a loved one that has passed on, that you feel has been guiding you, this is a powerful confirmation of that. If not, this is definitely an ancestor or someone who is very connected to your, I heard the words plight and passage. This is definitely a spirit that has walked the earth before, no matter what. And the big thing I want to say too is that if you get the idea of a guide that I don't speak of, or that you know, or that is personal to you, that comes through and matches what I'm talking about, take that for you as confirmation. And also multiple guides could be coming through under this description. So even though we said technically one, you never know. But I definitely think that this guide is one that is very passionate about the pursuit of the heart. And I think that in this guide's life, especially if you knew them, one confirmation that you knew this person is that when you were with them, you felt safe to be yourself, and you felt like your heart had a place to go. Your heart was filled after you were with them. And like, for example, if they were a cook, like they made food with so much love, or they could have just given like the best hugs and made you feel so safe. And I feel like I want to cry right now. And I feel like this, especially if this is a passed on loved one that you knew, they are especially passionate about making sure, number 1, that you don't make mistakes that they made, and number 2, that you get everything that you deserve in this life. I do feel like for those of you, well, I guess it depends whether you knew this guide or not. There'd be no way to know, but I do feel like whoever this guide is, they have experiences of taking risks in the earthly world because they followed their heart and getting what they wished for. And with this Nine of Cups being here, I definitely feel like this spirit guide is really committed to helping you embrace your heart's desires and helping you get what you want. They kind of have this energy of both a protector and a life coach and an advocate all wrapped in one, where they really want to help you with balance. But I also wouldn't be shocked if with this Two of Pentacles, even if it's not a direct family member, I do feel like this guide is also guiding someone else that you're close to or someone else that has a very similar path as you. So for example, like let's say this is a parent and you have one other sibling, that would be like confirmation, for example, that this is this guide and they're helping both of you. Or they could be helping you juggle two very important aspects of life. I mean, this is definitely, I'm hearing like Angel of Balance, where this guide is really committed to helping you create more balance in your life and helping you feel more secure, especially if they did cross over in your life and their absence did create chaos. It's like just because they can't be here in the physical, they still like want to do everything they can to help make that more normal for you. This guide is definitely connected to oceans and deserts. The Nine of Cups card talks about the realm of the sea, and as we see here, this Two of Pentacles, it looks like this woman's in the desert. So I definitely think that this guide does have a more feminine energy, though they could be male in how you perceive them or have like a masculine expression to you. The biggest thing here and the most important thing here is that this guide is very committed to helping those under their care listen to their heart, and helping dismantle earthly systems around ego, around this is actually really cool. This actually makes so much sense. So even if this is someone that you knew in your life that is guiding you, that's not all they're doing up in the ethereal. They're also part of a greater team where they are working to dismantle and guide individuals that are dismantling egoic systems and dismantling forms of connection that deny the heart and keep the heart suppressed. So they're part of this bigger collective, and I feel like this is really interesting for them because they could be new to guiding and new to being on that side of things, but also I feel like they're a part of this greater team where everyone really has the same goals in mind, and they feel very at home. I definitely think if this is a person that you knew in your life, they miss you very much, and it's like such an honor for them that they get to guide you. But I think one of the hard things about that is that they've been able to see things that you've been carrying that they weren't able to see in their human life. Or even if this is a guy that you don't know, that you're meeting for the first time, or that you know is around but you haven't experienced them in a human form, they definitely, I heard the words like sob, but it breaks their heart to kind of see the ways in which you carry a lot and you don't give yourself enough grace to just be human. This guide could show up as an octopus, but I do feel like even if they don't, there's this aspect of an octopus within them where they're highly intelligent, they're very sensitive, and they're very adaptable. And I feel like if you knew them in their earthly life, they were probably a really good multitasker. They probably had really interesting things to say, and they likely were very good at blending into different environments. I also think this person could have entertained themselves with like anything. They're somebody who cultivated a lot of content in their life no matter what, and I feel like they're very committed to helping you do that. So in terms of their purpose right now, obviously if there's a familial connection, or if they're part of your soul family, which I do feel like for a lot of you they are, and if they're not a part of your soul family yet, like say for example you don't know them, and you're kind of new to this being, like I definitely think that if you weren't connected to this being in the earthly realms, I feel like you were either assigned to this guide, or this guide wanted to work with you because they saw what was in your heart and they saw the gifts that you had, and they felt like, wow, we could work really well together. We could both grow. So like as they're guiding you, and you're getting guidance from them, you're also helping them as well. So it's a really cool co-creation happening. And obviously if they were a part of your human life, they already knew your heart, and even and in passing over, they saw not only that, but not only your heart, but just so much more that they couldn't see from their human perspective. So it's like, of course they're going to be part of that journey. But in terms of their purpose in your life, if they weren't connected to you in that way, like they could become part of your soul family through this process, if they're not already. And soul family doesn't have to be literal family. Like I'm sure there are plenty of people you can think of that are like soul fam that aren't biologically related, but I do feel like soul fam can be created, and that might be something that happens through this process. So their purpose in your life right now is really helping you hit the reset button and go after what you want, especially with this Nine of Cups being here and us having order in the forest. I feel like this guide is being here to help cleanse your heart, help you trust it more, and help you recognize where resentments or wounding or a logical mental perspective of life is keeping you from your desires, keeping you from enjoying your life more, and keeping you more trusting and surrendered in your own flow of life. The fact that we have Dagas here, like this rune is all about awakening and hope and the transition between the darkness and the dawn. And I feel like this guide is really integral in helping you move into a transitional and helping you move through a transitional phase in your life that you're probably already in, where it requires a lot of resilience and it requires a lot of trust. And I feel like, especially if you've been in a place where you have recognized, like, I'm done accepting XYZ, I want to live life with more passion, I want to live life with more heart, I want to live from my heart. This guide is helping you with that, and they're also helping you facilitate that process of going from fear to love, and the ways in which that is expressed in your life. So for example, I'm getting like a house example for this, where you could feel really called to redesign your house and actually make it something that you want, your space or your bedroom, because you realize, like, oh, I've had it this way because I didn't want other people to judge me, or I was worried that if I made it too unique, that like other people wouldn't like it, or they would think it was silly. And then you're realizing, actually, I'm the one that lives here. I should make it what I want. Other examples too, though, are just believing that you're worthy of your heart's desires, believing that that there is more of you than what you've given yourself credit for. I feel like this guide is really helping you clean up internally and externally and make space for the new beautiful things coming into your life. I also feel like part of their purpose is to help you become more proud of yourself. And I know that pride can be considered like a deadly sin, but not in a way that's like arrogant or quite literally prideful, but to just give yourself credit for all that you've already done and the work you've already done, the things that you've been through, the person that you've become, and recognize that like there's just even more beauty around the corner, and they are helping walk you through that process. Like I'm almost seeing like a parent and a child holding hands, and I feel like they are kind of the elder in this case that is holding your hand through this process and just wanting to remind you that you're so special and that you have so much to give, and that they're going to do whatever they can on their end to help you remember that and to help you take action that reinforces that, so you can bring in more blessings into your life. I definitely think that actually this Dagas is kind of reminding me of like an infinity sign, and I think that this guide is one that will always be with you. Even if this is your first time being together, I think that the way that your souls resonate, like you will always have a connection and you will always be with one another. I feel like even too, if you are praying for a miracle or praying for, or just trying to manifest, more assistance and support, I feel like this guide heard you and came through the ether to support you, unless they were already part of your family. So I'm kind of seeing like two things here. Like this is soul family that's being created right now. Like you might have never interacted with this spirit in all of space and time, and the power of your heart and the beauty of your heart was really aligned with them. It's like making me think of what's that show? There's a show on Netflix, Human Resources, where all the little monsters, like they get human assignments. It kind of seems like that, where they were assigned to you, like it was like a perfect match. And I feel like this guide absolutely loves you, like loves your heart, loves your goofiness and your silliness. They love like seeing you in your human moments when you're like dancing around when no one's watching, or, you know, just seeing you do kind things for others that, you know, you're not doing for clout or anything. You're just doing from the sake of your heart. They just really love that. And obviously, if they're already a part of your family, there's like this infinite, eternal bond already where they really care about you and they really love you. And they're really, I'm hearing Give Me More by Britney Spears. Like, they're really a big part of their goal right now is to help you get more, to show you all that you deserve, and to help you move through that process of going from a lack mentality to an abundance mentality, a fearful worldview to a loving worldview, and to help you learn to balance those, because it's so human that we fall back into those things, and to just help remind you what you deserve so that your choices and your actions continue to be aligned with that, and that you have support, and remember that you're not alone in this process. They could also be connected to forests as well. But I also think if there are wounds that have held you back, or any internal self-loathing that has been holding you back, where it's like, you know, you want to move forward, but something in you just stops you, and maybe it's because of something that happened in your past that was particularly painful, or a feeling of shame or guilt that you have around, you know, the ways that you messed up in the past. I feel like a big aspect of this guide's role in your life is to remind you that the past is in the past, and that you are human and you deserve to forgive yourself, and you don't deserve, and even if you can't forgive things that others did to you, you can forgive yourself for what you had to do in order to move through that process, and give yourself the grace of not having to hold on to it, and not having to allow that behavior or those people to have an impact on who you currently are and stop you from living life as big and as fully as you can. I definitely think they're here to help you get more out of life and see what all you can just create, and also realize that life can be joyful, and it can even be joyful in these weird, awkward transitional phases, or these parts of life where you're not feeling 100%, where you are wanting more. Like, they want you to see all that you have and realize, like, even that journey is a blessing, and they're blessed to be a part of it. Some signs that I'm also seeing, we have 11 and 22, so repeating numbers like 111, 222, you could see them, or 3131 or 1313 could be significant. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the tarot now and just kind of go a bit deeper. So if you haven't already, thank you so much for everyone who takes the time to leave this video a little like. That is a simple way, an easy way to support me, and I appreciate it. But like, easy ways to support me: letting the ads play in the background while you do something else, giving this video a like, commenting, subscribing. Thank you to everyone who does that, because it's just a really simple and easy way to support me. So we are using the Mystical Forest Tarot, which I really like because it's really colorful and beautiful, as you can see. And you can just kind of focus on the cards as I'm shuffling, and just set the intention that the messages that need to come through do. Kind of a hard deck to shuffle. I'm glad you noticed how big and strong I am to be able to shuffle these cards, because you are correct. I am very big and strong, and yeah, it takes a big boy like me to shuffle these cards. Yeah, the universe is like, oh my god. Okay, so we're gonna start by looking at how you can consciously connect with them. So the guide coming through for pile one, how can pile one consciously connect with you? How can they create more connection with you? We have the Ace of Swords. So I feel like, okay, this is so cool. I'm hearing this song in my head and I have no clue what it is, but it's like a classic song that's like all about I'll be there. Oh, also Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. Whenever you call on them, they will be there. If you just want to talk to them, they will receive the message. And I think the biggest thing is you'll know they get it because you'll feel something in your heart. Whether it's warmth, whether it's a level of calmness, a level of peace or excitement, like just something. I'm like thinking of examples, like, you know how on like ghost shows and stuff, which are kind of silly to me. Okay, this is a random side note, but I used to watch ghost shows, but I would watch them only for the history part because I found the history interesting, and then I would turn it off at the ghost part because I kind of like didn't care. Did anyone else do that, or am I just a weirdo with that? Because I was just like, yeah, I'm kind of just interested in the history here. I don't really care about the ghost part. And like, I don't know, some of the people on those shows, they're really goofy. Like, if I do watch it, it's just to kind of like laugh. I don't know, not at their expense, but just at like, wow, what an interesting expression of consciousness. But anyway, with this Ace of Swords here, they will respond to you in powerful ways, like, and fast. So if you need something from them, like, you might find that you speak out loud, like, I really wish I had an answer to this. And then the next song that comes up on your shuffle is like the words that you needed to hear. Or you see a billboard that has a message for you, or a random stranger says something that you were looking to hear. I feel like the way that this guide works is that they give really clear, really concise messages when you need them and when you ask for them. And the biggest message that I'm hearing too, though, is that you might miss these things if you're in a particularly stressful headspace or chaotic headspace. So if you are wanting to hear them and get a response very quickly, make sure that your mind is cleared and that you are in a state of openness. They could also show up through birds, like this. I don't know what kind of bird that is. It kind of looks like a falcon, but I don't know. I'm not a ornithologist. Is that it? But I definitely think they could also come through as a powerful voice in your head, or a voice that just comes through in a way you don't expect. But the way you'll know you can trust it is if you get, the way to confirm that it's genuine guidance is it will give you a powerful like experience in your heart. And maybe it'll be a subtle experience, but at the very least you'll feel something in your heart where you just know. I would also say that the biggest thing is that they would just love it if you would just talk out loud to them whenever you feel free to. Because one thing that I'm hearing is that it's not only that they want to hear you, but I think it's important that you hear yourself. I feel like you hold a lot in, and they're saying that it would be really good for you, and it would actually be easier for you to listen to your own internal guidance by just kind of verbal diarrheaing anything and everything you want to get out. And I feel like one thing they're saying is that they love to hold space for you to rant, vent, just get everything out. You know, you don't have to be curated, you don't have to be proper. You can be as messy or as, you know, upset or emotional as you want to be. Like, they will hold space for all of that, and they're never judging you. That's the thing. Your guides don't judge. They don't have ego. So feel free to do that. They would love that. And I think that even if you don't know that the message is received, it is received. Like, they're always listening, not in a creepy way, but in a loving way. And they're always ready to listen intently to whatever you have to say. And you'd be really surprised how quickly they could get back with a response or a feeling or just some sort of confirmation to let you know, hey, I heard you, I got you, I love you, you're not alone, and I'm here to support you. So I want to see how they've already made an impact in your life. So how, Pile One's guide, how have you already shown up in their life or impacted their life in a way that has been supportive to them? Would there be anything that they would consciously recognize? Okay, we got nudie bits. That I'm going to have to censor. So I'm going to write that down. And great, I cleaned my space. Oh, okay, wait, no. I think I have a crystal right here. Yeah, that'll be good enough. So we have the Devil here. So I feel like they could have been instrumental in a process and helping you break free from habits, patterns, or people that, you know, like, just weren't serving you. So for example, like, I could see this guide working in your life in a way where, let's say you get fired from your job, but you immediately feel lighter and know that everything is going to be okay, and you're feeling like, I don't know how things are going to work out, but I just know they're going to work out. That's them. If you have been working on having a healthier lifestyle or breaking out of certain habits, and let's say you've been trying to do this for a long time, but all of a sudden it just seems easier or more doable, that's this guide. They're like giving you support in that or something like that. But also I feel like this guide is showing themselves in ways where they're with you even when you don't notice them, and they're just really helping you break free from what's been holding you back. So any ways in which you've experienced loss or had to let go of something that turned out to be a blessing in disguise, I feel like this guide is behind it. And I also think that this guide as well, if you've ever had moments where you're struggling with a maladaptive coping mechanism, or you're really trying to make change, and you're on that threshold between doing the same and doing something different, if there's ever a voice that comes into your head, or just a feeling of like, you know what, I can do this, or a sudden burst of motivation, I feel like that's this guide coming through to be like, hey, you can do it, and like cheering you on. Like, they definitely enjoy being a cheerleader for you. And I also think that they are just and even when you make a choice that maybe you're not proud of, that maybe reinforces something that you don't want to have in your life, maybe you found that you're just easier and gentler on yourself than you typically would be. And I feel like that's because they're just sending you love and just trying to help you program for yourself the idea that even when you make mistakes, you're still lovable and it's still okay. Like, you're allowed to be human. And every time you do make a choice you're not proud of, that's just an opportunity for you to be aware of, oh, yep, here's just extra confirmation that this is not for me. Let's pay attention to how we feel now and hold on to that the next time that situation might come up. I feel like more than anything though, anything that's made you feel trapped, stuck, uncertain, fearful, or limited, I do feel like they've had a hand in helping you break free, or had a hand in guiding you to the resources, people, and ideas that you've needed in order to break free. And I feel like also, I'm hearing, of course I've said break free so much now, I'm hearing that High School Musical song in my head. They could definitely love to communicate with you through music. But I also think, this is definitely a very specific message. But if you've had a dream, or even just like a vision of something really scary wanting to attack you, I feel like this guide protected you, and you could have seen that in your dream, or you could have just felt like an immediate dissipation of the fear that you felt, and just like a feeling of knowing it's going to be okay. Like, this guide is really protective over you and is not afraid to fight for you, fight for your honor, fight for your sovereignty, safety, sobriety, joy, all those things. The sobriety message may not be for everyone, but I definitely think that they are they've been a powerful driving force behind things falling away that weren't meant to stay in your life because they blocked your heart's desires, or they blocked you living in alignment with a truly joyful, happy life. And they want you to be so happy. So now I just want to see what guidance they have for you, or what they want to say to you at this time, since they have the floor. Okay. So I'm hearing the Three Little Birds song by Bob Marley, or is that, yeah. Every little thing's gonna be all right. But the fact that we have Judgment here, this is a sign that they want you to know that you're undergoing a powerful rebirth right now, and they're with you through this process. They might also be working with Archangel Gabriel, or if for some of you felt like this was Archangel Gabriel, then that could be confirmation for you. You are on the thresholds of profound transformation where you will not be the same, and they are here to help you through that process, and they just want you to know that everything's going to be okay. Anything you walk away from, you are headed towards something much better. Like, don't hold on to scraps, because there's a feast waiting for you. I feel like you'll see them in birds a lot. I mean, we have the turkey, we have all these birds up here, we have this little guy down here. I definitely think they're always watching over you, and they also want you to know that they want you to know that you are someone they're very proud to guide and to know and to connect with. Like, you're just an incredible human being, and I feel like you underestimate the challenges that you've been through. You underestimate how much strength and energy it does change to truly grow and to become a different person and to accept the things you cannot change. And so I feel like they really just want you to be gentler with yourself, and if you could do anything for them, it would just be kinder to yourself and be less hard on yourself, and spend more time congratulating yourself on your wins, congratulating yourself on the ways in which you've already made steps to be the person you want to be. And I feel like they're really just encouraging you to keep moving forward, and they want you to know they'll be there with you every step of the way. And they don't care if they're holding space for you and sitting next to you at 2 a.m. while you're crying on the bathroom floor, or if you are on a rooftop with your best friend celebrating a recent win. Like they're there for you through all of it. And they want you to trust this powerful shift that you're going through, this powerful rebirth that you're going through, and just know that like you're exactly where you need to be. Nothing is out of place, and you're doing amazing, sweetie. Honestly, you're doing amazing. They're very proud of you, and they just want you to know that while I feel like they want to validate that you've been undergoing some intense and profound change. And I feel like one thing they want you to know is that you don't have to be ashamed for what you've realized about your past self, that past self was still just as beautiful, because you still had your beautiful heart. And that's one of the things that does make you most beautiful. And I feel like they just want you to know that everything is okay, and you can trust the path that you're headed on. And don't for a minute think that you need to be a different version of yourself, or that you need to do more than you're already doing. You're already doing enough. You're exactly where you need to be. You're right on track, and everything is okay. They love you so much, and they just want you to know that you're deserving of even more than you already think you are. And they're so excited to be part of that journey and helping you realize that for yourself. Because the biggest thing is a lot of these blessings that are coming into your life and that you are creating, you are doing that. They're just more of a facilitator in terms of like helping guide you through that process, being a support system. They're not doing it for you. You're doing the work. And I think that's a really important thing that they want to highlight, is that they are not, like, your success is not dependent on them. Your success is dependent on you, and you're already doing it. They are just here to help, and they want you to know that you are not, all of your wins are because you made them happen, and you deserve them. And they want you to know that, to never forget that you are the one that has the power and always does. So let's get some channeled messages from them now and just see. Pile 1's spirit guide. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I feel like all 3 of these want to come out, because I was wanting to get 3, and here they come. So, wondrous possibilities and opportunities await you. Stop dwelling on past mistakes. Surrender the past lovingly. There is nothing to regret. I feel like that's a big thing they're helping you with right now. All is always in perfect divine order. Everything that you've ever experienced has helped you in some way. The past is behind you. The path ahead is clear. Move forward joyfully and fulfill your heart's desire. Yes, they're all about helping you fulfill those heart's desires for sure. Love, light, blessings. Through this card, you are being showered with angelic light. Accept the blessings about to come your way, and know that you deserve to be and have all your heart's desires. Okay, theme, your word is heart's desires. That's what this is all about. You are being lovingly guided along a golden path, a magical journey through which you shall discover your true essence and the infinite eternal you. Congratulations. And relax. Yes, there is plenty of time to do and achieve all you desire. Place your hands gently on your heart and allow your breath to guide you to a quiet space within. Imagine yourself bathed in golden light, flowing from the eternal heart of God, or spirit, or whatever you believe in. Your spirit guide, or guardian angel if you believe that too, am with you. Allow me into your heart. You will accomplish more by focusing on that which is most important in life, love. And yeah, they're definitely doing that. And I feel like this relax card has guidance for how to connect with them, even if you're feeling overstimulated. So we're going to go ahead and finish off with some charms for you. And we're just going to see, I already have them. We're going to see what wants to come out here. So these are going to serve both as any extra guidance that you might need to hear and signs of their presence. So, yeah, okay. So I guess let's start with this fortune. It says it's time for you to explore all those new interests. So they could definitely be encouraging you to do that. And the numbers we have are 11, 34, 24, 49 to 45. We have all things are difficult before they are easy. And 5, 18, 13, 33, 55, 53. Take care of your body. It is the vessel for your soul's journey. So anything you've already done to do that, I feel like they could have been inspiration behind it or just giving you support for that. And then the lucky numbers. If you want to learn fortune cookie, you can do that, but I am not going to butcher the pronunciations because I don't know what tone to use. Maybe if I heard it, I could probably replicate it, but 25, 27, 17, 11, 55, 36 are those numbers. We also have no one grows old by living, only by losing interest in living. Yeah, so I feel like they're wanting to help keep you young and keep you thinking young, and just remember that like you deserve to enjoy life, you deserve to enjoy living. We have 10, 47, 51, 44, 16, 38. We have the Nine of Pentacles coming out, and the Nine of Pentacles is all about abundance. And so I do feel like this guide could have been a very abundant woman in life, or been a very abundant person with feminine energy. And I feel like they're leading you towards that if you're not there already. And if you already have a semblance of Nine of Pentacles, which is you have plenty materially, your hard work has paid off, you have enough, you're independent, you're in your own energy, and you just are able to care for yourself and love yourself, that is a beautiful sign that this guide is, if you're not there yet, your guide is helping you get there. And if you are there, a reminder to pay attention to that. And that's also like a reminder of the emulation, like you emulate them in that way, and they want you to enjoy the finer things and also enjoy the hard work and the discipline that goes into that, and recognize that you have the power to make that happen. We also have the Hanged Man. So I definitely think there's an encouragement to surrender what you can't control. And also I feel like this guide is wanting you to know that things that you didn't understand in the past, you might find as you move through this transformation process. It gives you perspective that you didn't see before, and things that didn't make sense in the past might suddenly start making so much sense, and like wisdom or guidance that you didn't quite get or that you thought was silly all of a sudden makes the most sense in the world. But don't be afraid of stagnancy in this process, or like things slowing down, because that's just a time for you to recuperate and energetically be okay. We have the Queen of Wands here, and it did show up reverse, which I don't really do reversals in this, but I felt like that was significant. They are definitely here to help you be more confident and share your confidence. I'm like thinking of the movie Aquamarine, and how like the mermaid kind of helps the two young protagonists become more confident in themselves and just share more of themselves. And I kind of see that as your guide. Like they probably had a very magnetic, beautiful presence in life, and so of course they're going to do that in spirit as well, but they want you to embody that as well. Like I feel like they see you as a very powerful, very attractive person with a lot of attractive energy, and they want you to embrace that and just share your personality with lots of joy. And we have the Ten of Pentacles here. So I definitely think that one thing that they could be helping you with is family healing, healing any family issues, especially if they're part of your family. They could be a part of facilitating that, but also I think that they are here to help you reap lots of abundance in this lifetime. And it's a process that you're already in, and a process that they're happy to help you with. And I think that this is extra confirmation that if you felt your guide was someone from your family or someone that you saw was family, this is extra confirmation of that. And they could also be watching over other members of your family. So we also have this sun, moon, and stars. And I just heard like, you're my sun, moon, and stars. Like this being loves you so much, and they are really honored to be a part of your journey, and they really are honored when you let them into that. I also feel like they could be tied to astrology in some way, where they could help plan the timing of things. Or if you've been considering getting like an astrology reading or getting more into an astrology, that could be encouragement of that. We also have St. Patrick here. So like this could be the guide of St. Patrick. This could be someone whose name was Patrick, or Patricia, Patty, or this could be someone who loves St. Patty's Day, or this could be someone who, when they lived in life, they were very devout towards St. Patrick. They could have had a special connection, or maybe this guide has a connection with St. Patrick, and they want you to know that St. Patrick is always there for guidance, prayers, support as well. Bears could be a sign of their presence, but also, you know, the fact that this is a teddy bear, I feel like they just want you to know that they have nothing but sweet, loving feelings for you, and they wish they could give you a physical embrace. And so in the times when they can't, if you want to give yourself a really big hug and just say, you know, hey, my guide, if you have a name for them, come hug me, and maybe you'll feel just like the love. Try that. Let me know if it does anything. But also, you know, they're a huge protector of your inner child, and they want you to carry your inner child throughout your whole life. They never want you to lose it. We also have this cross here. So if you knew this person in life, they could have made a lot of sacrifices out of love. They could have been a devout Christian, or they could have followed Christ. I also just think as well, like, if you are into Christianity or anything like that, they could maybe communicate to you through, you know, those doctrines or something like that. But I think the big theme here is sacrifice. Like, they don't want you to sacrifice in life maybe the ways that they had to, and they don't want you to make unnecessary sacrifices when you could just be living life more joyfully. We also have this little clear quartz here, so I definitely think they're here to help you with more clarity. And I'm hearing now, if you're ever trying to find clarity on something, if you have a piece of clear quartz and you put it on your third eye, which is your sorry, I didn't mean to move the stone, which is in the middle of your forehead, or not in the, it's in between, it's kind of in between the eyebrows on your forehead. It's a bit lower than the middle of your forehead, but and then like close your eyes, put that on your forehead, and kind of induce yourself into a deeper meditation. You might find a lot of clarity from that. I've actually done that with selenite before, so maybe you might want to try selenite as well. But we also have rose quartz here, and I just think that this is a beautiful sign that they just love you so much. They have so much unconditional love for you, and they always will. And that also, you know, you deserve to live a life full of unconditional love for yourself and for others. And rose quartz, I mean, their pile picker was rose quartz. So rose quartz, rhodochrosite, and clear quartz could be stones that you could connect to them through. With the dinosaur here, it's quite possible that you and them go back lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, especially if this isn't their first rodeo. They could have spent a lot of time on Earth. Like, they could have been, you know, trees and plants, and then been humans. And I feel like they've had a lot of earthly experience, so they're really happy to guide you through that. And if you're already familiar with this guide, I feel like you guys go back way longer than you would even realize. Like, maybe you guys were out in the megalithic period doing megalithic creature shit. I don't know. But I feel like you guys go way back, and even if this is your first time working together, I feel like at some point in the future, you guys will be like, oh yeah, we go way back. We also have this little coffee cup. So another thing that I was hearing too is that if you wanted to, like, if you have coffee or tea every day, or just some little sweet treat beverage that you enjoy, I feel like that could be a powerful time to connect with them, especially if you're making it yourself. If you're not making it yourself, that might be a little bit more difficult. But like, let's say you go and walk to the place that you get it, or you have time to just be open. If there's some like routine thing that you do a lot, which like, of course, with coffee for me, like, for example, anything caffeine, like, that's kind of a ritual for me, because like, you know, I gotta have my fix for the day. Maybe set an intention, like, when you have your coffee, which I mean, like, even if you don't make it, I feel like you could do this, or whatever drink, like, set the intention of the feeling you want to be full of today, and like visualize that feeling there. And you can even call in this guide to help you with that process, and then drink it and just see what happens. Maybe nothing, maybe it's subtle, but I feel like that's something that you could do. And I feel like they want you to treat yourself a little bit more. We also have this acorn here. And I feel like there are seeds that you're planting right now for really large manifestations that will come into fruition later, like especially with this 10 of Pentacles and 9 of Pentacles here. Like, the seeds that you're planting now, like, you're growing oak trees that you have no idea how big they are going to be. You're going to be shocked yourself. And I feel like you're being encouraged to open up to this guide more, and especially just in terms of talking about how you feel, because you might be shocked at how it's really helpful for you. We also have this little red bell. So the color red could be significant to them. Or you could hear them. You could hear like a bell ring as like a confirmation they're around. But if you get like a red bell or something like that, that would be a very specific sign of them. We also have this coin, which I'm going to read So the date on it is 2002, so another 22, and this is a 50-cent euro. So this guide could have spent a lot of time in Europe. They could be European, from a country in Europe. If you're European, that could just be confirmation that this is your reading. But we also have another 5. So and 5s are the number of change. So number 1, May could be a significant month. Maybe if you knew this person, they could have been born in May. They could have been a Taurus or Gemini. But 5 is a number of profound change and upheaval. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can be uncomfortable. And so I definitely think 555 could be a sign that they're around as well. We also have never stop. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is just a reminder, like they never want you to give up. And also pay attention to any barcodes around you. If there's like number sequences that connect you to them, you might find that they're on the barcodes of certain things. And finally, we have the letter U. So their name could start with a U, or they could just say, like, this could just be them saying that they love you, literally. And maybe even too, they might communicate to you through like text that is like text speak, like it's not all written out. I don't know how that would work, but that's just something that I got. They definitely love you, and they want you to love yourself even more than you already do, and to just like embrace your life more. And that's really what they're here to do, and they're really excited to be a part of that process. And yeah, they really love you, and they want you to know that you are so special and so important, and they will do anything to. Oh, and another specific thing too is, like, for example, let's say if you live in a country that starts with U, like the United States, United Kingdom, Uganda, United Arab Emirates, a lot of them have United in it. I'm trying to think of ones that don't, but I am not the best at remembering countries off the top of my head. They could also be really committed to helping you make your country a better place as well. But yeah, they love you very much. And I think it's the Beyonce song that's like, baby, it's you. You're the one that I love. You're the one I need. I feel like that's how they feel about you. Like, they just love you. Love on top, right? They love you very much, and they're here to help you be on top and live a life that you love, and they're grateful to be a part of the journey. So pile 1, that's where I'm going to leave this reading. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for letting my ads play in the background. That's one of the simplest and easiest ways to show support and appreciation for my channel, so thank you to everyone who does that. But if you would like to do that in other ways, you can like this video, let me know how it resonates, comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can check out my other videos, especially ones with extendeds. You can check out my social media. You can check out my candles. Through December, we are doing a sale, so you can get 15% off using code ASO15. You can check out my social media, my merch, all those things. But that's all I have for you guys, so thank you so much for watching and for letting me read for you. I hope this reading resonated and brought you lots of comfort, peace, and joy. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video. I love you guys so much, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the Opalite butterfly and the Starseed Oracle, this is going to be your reading on the spirit guide coming through to say hi. If you want a full description of guides, or at least how I see them, you can check out the intro. We're going to start by looking at who this guide is. So to start, we have the 6 of Cups, we have the Knight of Cups, and we have Isis, the goddess, not the terrorist group. And then for these cards are going to represent their purpose in your life right now, why they are guiding you, or at the very least, if they guide you for more than, you know, just this purpose, what they're focusing on right now. So we have activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. Oh, I guess I didn't flip this card over, or I did. I don't know. We have Uruz, U-R-U-Z, Uruz. And we have just trust. Wow, so trust coming out more than once. Let me make sure everything's, yeah, actually I could even move this a little bit. Okay, so let's start with who this guide is. So this guide might fit a lot of different descriptions. And I feel like for some of you, there might be the desire to... Actually, I mean, let me just say, this guide, you and this guide go way back, especially with the Six of Cups. I feel like you've definitely experienced incarnations with this guide. I feel like for some of you, this could be someone that you knew in this life, that, like from your past, that passed on. But I feel like for a lot of you, this is a guide that you have incarnated with in the past that is not here in this current lifetime, but that is guiding you in this lifetime. You have a deep, powerful connection to them. Like, this is definitely a soulmate type energy, and soulmates can be like they can be platonic, they can be romantic. Like, they could have been a lover in a past life, watching over you now because maybe you're having love experiences in different ways and they're here to support you. But really, more than anything, this guide is a lover, and a guide that is very flamboyant, dramatic. They definitely have a flair for dramatics, and they love life. And I feel like, if anything, they kind of give the vibes of like Dionysus, where they love to experience life, experience it powerfully, get lost in earth sauce, get lost in the power that life has. And the fact that we have Isis here, this guide could literally be Isis if you've been actively connecting with her. But I feel like even if that's the case, there is some, like, this guide is also connected to Isis. Or maybe this is just a representation of you and this guide have been incarnated in ancient Egypt together. You know, Isis watches over, or she's especially connected to healers and midwives and magic. So maybe you and this guide did midwifery or did magic together, maybe in this lifetime or another lifetime. And if you're thinking of someone who is in your life right now that you feel deeply connected to, it could be, the guide could be this person's higher self. But I do think that the star Sirius is quite significant here. Seriously, I do think Sirius is seriously connected to this group, where maybe, and you guys did pick the Starseed Oracle, so Sirius, maybe you are connected to the Star of Sirius. I definitely think some of this guide's power, some of your connection to this guide does come from Sirius. And I think that this guide is fun, loving, playful, and they are really nurturing too. I feel like they're protective. If you have ever experienced them in life, they're definitely someone who doesn't like to have limits. They could make them happen, but they really like to go out and experience life. There's a courage to them, a bravery to them. Like, they would be the type of person to wear their heart on their sleeve and accept whatever the outcome is. And I would not be shocked if they're trying to help you do that. But they love you very much. I feel like they've guided you, you've guided them. Like, you and your souls go way, 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 way back. And I feel like they want you to know that they know you so much more. They know you so much more deeply than just who you are in this lifetime. And they want you to know, whenever you get locked into your human experience, to remember that your soul has experienced so many things and you're so much more than you think you are. But let's talk about their purpose right now. The fact that I think the key word here is trust. I feel like this guide is here to really help you trust your place on this earth right now, your place in this lifetime. If you resonate with starseed stuff, if you feel like if you would identify yourself as such, or I just like to say, I think I've experienced consciousness in a lot of different places. And so I think if you feel less familiar with the energies of earth, and let's say maybe you feel resentful at times that you're on earth, or you have a hard time really embracing earth, I think it's important to remember, number one, earth is not separate from the cosmos. Earth is just as cosmic as any other place, as any other star, as any other thing. You're just getting used to a different type of planet than what your heart space and soul resonates with. But at the very least, this guide is really here to help you trust in life and trust in your journey on this earth. Not be afraid to take more risks, and also live life. If there's anything that this guide wants you to know, is that it's not about what you need to heal. It's about how you're ready to live. And in that way, if there is healing that needs to be facilitated, it's going to happen naturally as you live your life and become more grounded. They definitely want to help you with your grounding. They definitely want to help you just experience the greatness that comes from being in a human body and living life, experiencing primal life force, and also not feeling like you have to have everything figured out in order to be in the right place at the right time. Like, what is this? A mole? I don't know. Aren't they blind? I feel like there's this thing here where it's like, you don't need to see with your 2 eyes, you need to see with your intuition, and you need to trust because you're headed in the right direction. Like, you're being led where you need to go, and you don't need to overthink things so much. And if you're someone who deals with fatigue or has a hard time feeling passionate or energetic, this guide is helping you create a passionate place on this planet for you, where you can wake up and be like, yes, I'm moving towards this life. I'm already loving the life that I'm in. I want to keep working. I want to keep growing. And I like that Aries is represented by a mountain, because I feel like there are mountains you're climbing internally as you grow and change as a person, and also just feats that you are ready to experience. And like, you know, one of the things about extreme physical exertion is that it really reminds you you're alive. And I feel like this guide is here to do that, to remind you you're alive. If you have any extreme physical goals like climbing a mountain or exercise, like you could really feel this guide when you're done exercising, and you feel like either the euphoria of it being over or the euphoria of getting all that energy out and whatever happens when you exercise. I'm not a biologist. But I also think they're here to help you embrace this planet and embrace the magic that is within it, and the forgotten wisdom that maybe you were once a part of, that maybe you and them were a part of, that the world has forgotten or ignored or scoffed at or looked at as wrong or stupid or invalid or whatever the case may be. I definitely think they're here to support you in your journey of making the world a better place and helping you feel more comfortable with your place in it, and realizing like you have the power to move mountains. You have the power to change the world in ways that you don't even realize. And not only will you do that from your heart, but you have a team behind you that is here to help you. You have no idea like how much healing energy that you have, and you have no idea how much you benefit the earth by just being on it. And so I feel like this guide was particularly passionate about wanting to help you because they know what you're capable of. I feel like they've seen that in past lives with you. And I feel like this guide really did not want to come down to earth for understandable reasons. And I think that they even just admire your courage for being willing to come down here and being willing to share your gifts and your light with the world. And they don't want your time here to be one where you're just suffering and you feel out of place and you feel lost. Like, they want you to forge your own path. They want you to realize that you don't need to wait for someone to create to make space for you. You're making your own space, and anyone who wants to join you can, but anyone who's not on the trolley, they can go away. I definitely think that they want you to trust yourself more and trust where life is leading you, and I feel like they are helping you with that process. And also I think they're a very conscious actor in helping you get the guidance and messages necessary to make the decisions that are leading you in the direction of your highest good. And yeah, I feel like they're doing anything to make life more passionate, life worth living for you, and life more fun, more fulfilling, more joyful, and help you see just how beautiful the earth is, how much you belong here and you deserve to be here, and how much magic the earth has, especially when you're connected to it and connected to yourself and connected to your own cycles. Like, there's definitely an aspect of cycles here, and I feel like you're really in a spring cycle where you're ready to break out and do new things, go new places, maybe travel, maybe move to a new place, maybe just explore more of life and more of the world, and this guide is here to help you with that. I also think they're here to help you let go of tunnel vision in ways where, you know, let's say you're really attached to a certain outcome and you really want a certain thing to happen. Maybe it is meant to happen, but maybe there's things you're meant to enjoy before it does. And so I feel like this guide could be a really helpful resource for you in letting go of how things need to happen so that life can happen for you more swiftly, more effectively, and give you powerful experiences that you wouldn't have had otherwise should you have been just attached to this mental map of how you think things should go. They're here to help you see that there's value in all of your experiences and all the perspectives that you can have and all of the twists and turns that life brings you, and help you realize like you're never off course. You're always where you need to be. And if you're not where you want to be, instead of wishing for that, maybe look at what's the value of where I am now and how can I use my full power to embrace this time, or utilize the lesson so I don't have to come back here, or so that I learn something that I carry with me into the future that I truly want. And I feel like this guide is connected to the number 6. You could have been incarnated with this guide in like the 600s BC or like 600s AD. But the 6 is a number of love. It's also a number of beauty, joy, harmony, abundance, and appreciation of life's gifts. And I feel like this guide is here to help you embrace a lot of the physical world and your own physical body and the nature itself, and just the ability to read signs through nature, be connected to spirit through nature, and not just through your own connection or through the stars, but rather through the plants, through animals, through life in ways that you haven't experienced. I feel like you might find yourself randomly being drawn to ancient cultures that you have no connection to, or being drawn to visit places that you never thought about before, or that you never really considered wanting to go to, and now all of a sudden it feels like you have to. Especially that could be a very big thing. Like there could be energetic activations you're meant to experience. And really, like, the biggest thing here is that this guide, like, if there anything, it is like, stop thinking about it and just do. Stop worrying about it and just experience. Like, if you were on the beach and you were stressing about something that is supposed to happen a year into the future, this guide would be the one, like, putting a drink in your hand and being like, dude, let's go on a walk. Like, why are you stressing about this? We're on the beach. We're together. Let's have a beautiful time. Let's enjoy ourselves. Like, this guide is all about enjoying life and not taking it too seriously, and realizing that even in the grandest of journeys and missions and goals, it is imperative to not take it so seriously, because not only can you enjoy the journey more, but you're less attached to the outcome. And that allows the universe to work its magic and make things even better and grander and more expansive than you could ever imagine. So let's go ahead and get into the tarot now. I'm using the Mystical Forest Tarot, which I quite like. But while I'm shuffling, if you haven't already, if you want to, thank you so much to everyone who takes the time to leave me a little like. That is one of the simplest and easiest ways to show support and appreciation for my channel. So thank you to everyone who does that. If you'd like to do that in other ways, you can comment down below, let me know how it resonates, subscribe, let the ads play in the background. Those are all helpful, free, and easy ways that you can connect with me. So thank you to everyone who does that. Apologies if I have to censor anything. Most of the characters on here are clothed, but some of them are not. Like just one right now that I saw. So if there's any random censoring, I think that was off camera, so I don't think you saw it, but I'm just gonna write it down now, just in case. But we're gonna start by looking at how can you consciously connect with this guide. So pile 2's spirit guide, how can pile 2 connect with you in ways that maybe they haven't before? What's the preferred form of connection? Okay, we have the Fool. Okay, I love this. So whenever you're trying something new, whenever you have a gut feeling to just take action, or whenever you're feeling lighthearted, wanting to try something new, or just waking up today feeling like a new person, that is the best way to connect with this guide. This guide wants you, like, if this guide has a song that's them, it's don't worry, be happy. Like, they love novel experiences. They love new things. They love the lightness and the joy and the freedom that come from new beginnings and uncertainties. So number one, with the 0 being here, I feel like there's an infinite amount of ways that you can connect, and I feel like they would encourage you to continue trying different things, especially if you do want to consciously connect. But you connect with their energy anytime you try something new, anytime you take a risk, anytime you take a leap of faith, or anytime you just choose to do things in a new way. So it could be as simple as going a new route to work, or trying on a new outfit, or styling your hair in a new way. Like, the key word is new. And even if you find things that work, you're being encouraged to, like, add something new to it. This guide is really here to encourage novelty and encourage you to just expand the ways in which your mind thinks, the ways in which you look at the unlimited possibilities that already do exist before you. And I just got this weird vision of, like, the wind blowing on water. There could be this weird way that the wind blows on water that could be a sign for you. I don't know what that would mean. I guess just take that as it resonates. But you'll definitely find them in random dogs or like sweet animals that come up to you and want to give you love. But I feel like more than anything, there's an unlimited ways you can connect with them, but they would rather you less connect with them consciously and more so connect with the energy they're trying to help you with in the first place, which is being open to new experiences, being open to life, taking new risks, experiencing life in a different ways, experiencing the same life from a different perspective, you know, even just looking at your routine in a new way could be an element of them. They just want you to be light, to not take things too seriously. And one thing I will say is that this guide is really funny. So you might find that they might try to make you laugh, and they might even give you confirmation in really funny ways. So I do feel this kind of overarching energy, like there's no pressure to have to connect with them. They already are working with you and connecting with you. But if you want to, do as they would do. Do the risky thing. Obviously, if it's not at the expense of your well-being and safety, do the thing that makes you scared. Do the thing that makes you feel uncertain. Do the thing that excites you. That could lead to greater rewards of the heart, of the wallet, of whatever it may be. They are in new life experiences. They want you to soak up life. They want you to soak up the novelty that maybe you've missed out on, and they want you to just soak up being alive and all the gifts that can bring you. So now I want to see how they've already made an impact in your life that maybe you could recognize. So Pile 2 Spirit Guide, how have you already shown up in Pile 2's life? We have the 6 of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, so number 1, if you had any weird signs with a cow, that could have been them. But with the 6 of Pentacles, if you've had any boost of abundance recently, or any like if you've had like a windfall of money recently, or an idea that's brought you a lot of money or something like that, they could be behind that. If you find that the world has just been more generous, or it's like all of a sudden you have the resources or the time or the energy to do things that you didn't before, your guide is behind this. I definitely think that they are, and it's really interesting, this circle kind of reminds me of this Erdos. Like I do feel like if there have been certain goals that you've been working towards for a long time, and all of a sudden it's like now you have the resources to make it happen, or now you have the time and energy to make it happen, or it's like things are falling into place, that's definitely this guide. They're definitely trying to set you up. And look, another 6, I didn't even think about that. They're definitely trying to set you up in ways where you can just live life more joyfully and more abundantly and feel more comfortable to take risks. I also feel like I guess if you had a moment with a cow, like they could have been connecting with them in that way. Maybe they're teaching you not to have a cow, man. But more than anything, if you haven't experienced this yet, it might be likely that you'll be getting some sort of resources if you haven't received them yet that will help you on your goals. And they could be guiding you towards that process right now. But like, say for example, you've been wanting to take a trip for a long time, and then every month it's like something comes up, like you have to fix something on your car, or you know, you have this unknown payment, or something happens, or you just find yourself being short of what you would like, of what you need in order to have the type of trip that you want. I feel like this guide is setting up ways to make that happen. And maybe you do have those resources now, and now you're like, oh, but I really should do this, or I don't know. Like if there is no material excuse, or if there's no like material blockage that is stopping you from taking this action, they're going to be a big part of getting you those resources so that it can make it happen. Like you might think that you don't have enough to book this trip or make it happen, and then you check your bank account at the end of the month and it's like, whoa, where did this extra, like it's like almost like something you thought you wouldn't have, you actually did. You find out that you have enough. Or you might find that people are just more helpful, or that doors in life are just opening up to you in ways where you don't have to force them. They're just like automatic. They sense your presence and they open. And I definitely think that they are going to lead you to the actions, the tools, the people that you need in order to get the resources, in order to live more of life, or they could have already done that for you. So definitely trust them. And then also like they could show signs of themselves through a cow. Like they could use cows as a sign, or moles or dogs. But now I want to see what they want you to know. You know, now that they're here and they have a voice, let's just see. What would you like pile 2 to know? Pile 2's guide. And I already feel so much love. Okay, before I even lay a card out, like, there's just this powerful message coming through from them that, like, they want you to live life with so much love and so much freedom. Like, they want you to reconnect to the reality that living on Earth is a gift. It is so unfortunate that the way that our human systems are, it robs us so much of just the natural gifts of living. But they want you to remember that you still deserve to cultivate joy and love in your life now, and they want you to live fearlessly and fully, and they don't want the fearful messaging of the world and the fears that you have inside stop you from living, because one day you are not going to be here anymore. What if this is your last time here? What if you never get to experience Earth again? Like, that's actually something that really helps me sometimes when I get frustrated with Earth. I'm like, well, what if this is my last time here? And I'm like, oh my God, if it's my last time here, then I've got so much to do. Like, and it helps me. So think about that. Think about, like, this not to be 2012 cringe, but, like, you only live once. YOLO. Like, I feel like they're wanting to remind you that your life is a gift and you deserve to enjoy it and not be beholden to shame or guilt or frustration or misery from other people that don't know how to live theirs. You deserve to be here. You deserve to live a life that you love. So what would you like pile 2 to know, please? We have the Queen of Wands. Yes, they are really just wanting you to be more confident. Your confidence is the most attractive thing about you. And I feel like they want you to know that this process that you're undergoing right now is going to be a huge form of confidence building for you. And you're already doing such a great job. And they're always going to be by your side. Your energy is magnetic. And I feel like one thing you don't realize is that when you are in a state of surrendered trust, things almost solve themselves. And if you need to do something to solve something, you're gonna have that clarity and awareness. You're far more connected to this guide than you realize, and far more connected to your guides and the greater universe in general than you realize. You're really being encouraged to embrace the beauty of life and the beauty of your own body, the beauty of your spirit, the beauty of your face, the beauty of all of you. And you're really being encouraged to adorn yourself more with the things that make you feel good. You're really being encouraged to make life warmer and to just be yourself, be confident, be spunky, be quirky, be yourself fearlessly. Find the funny in everything. Be joyful. Like, do whatever you can, like, even in the shittiest of circumstances, find that shred of joy or that shred of humor. It might be the healing balm that you need to move through it. And don't underestimate your ability to lead and succeed, because you are a leader. And you don't need other people telling you how to go about your life. Like, this guide is really, really just trying to help you get more familiar with your own internal guidance and how that works in your body and on Earth, so that you can continue to take the lead more and they can just support you in that process. Your guide is not the boss of you. Your guide is not the one telling you what to do. You are here steering the ship. And if you wait for others to steer the ship, you're going to be unhappy with where it leads. You know where and how to steer your ship. Just need to be confident in your ability as a captain, as a hot captain, because you're on fire. And I definitely think that they just want you to know that you have everything that you need. You don't need to, there's no extra preparing. You don't need to do anything other than just keep going, because you're killing it and you're doing amazing, sweetie. And this guide is so proud of you, and they just want you to know that you will be most connected to them on the other side of those fearful thresholds that you move through. Like, that liberation of, oh, I did it. Oh, I faced my fear. Oh, I did the thing. It will be so empowering. And, like, this is a process of empowerment they're honored to be a part of. And, like, they just want you to keep going and keep growing. Don't make yourself small. Don't hide yourself. You know, keep shining your light. Keep moving forward and keep going towards what sets your heart on fire, because that is what they're in support of, and that is also what is aligned with your journey. That is what is going to make life worth living. And you deserve to live every day passionately. You deserve to live every day with a blessing in it, and they're here to help you make that happen, and they want you to trust yourself. Beautiful. So we're gonna get some channeled messages from them now. They also want you to realize, too, that in doing this for yourself, like, you're helping others, like, by being an inspiration, by being a leader, by showing them the way and being that source of wisdom and guidance that you didn't have for yourself, and realizing like, wow, even me just pursuing my own thing like was not selfish, because it helped others and it helped me, and I gained wisdom. And it's not selfish to focus on yourself anyway. But pile 2 spirit guide. Whoa, okay, let's get 2 more. What would you like pile 2 to know at this time? What messages? I feel like this guy wants to come out. Do you have for them? So the first one is relax. There is plenty of time to do and achieve all you desire. Place your hands gently on your heart and allow your breath to guide you to a quiet space within. Imagine yourself bathed in golden light. Imagine flowing from the eternal heart of God. I, your guardian angel, or God, Spirit, the universe, guardian angel / spirit guide, am with you. Allow me into your heart. You will accomplish more by focusing on that which is most important in life. Love. So if you've never done something like that before, there's one new way that you can start letting them into your life. Let's look at the next one. Self-criticism. We, your angels, well, I, your spirit guide, both of them really, ask you to please be more compassionate towards yourself. Observe the times when you have critical thoughts about you and make an effort to replace these negative thoughts with positive, loving ones, or even just accepting neutral ones. You are a wondrous being of light, even if at times you are less than perfect. Remember that spirit and divine perfection exists in all things. And you were made the way that you were for a reason. You deserve to feel good about that. And we have manifestation. Believe in yourself, trust your instincts, and follow your heart. Look at that. Trust your instincts. Trust. Your word is trust. For in doing so, you shall manifest all your heart desires. The life that you have for so long aspired to create will soon manifest. So they're saying, just trust, just keep going, just trust. We got you. Okay, so now I want to look at your charms. I already shuffled them. And so these charms are going to serve as guidance from this guide and signs of this guide. So for you guys, I'm going to start with the tarot cards. So we have the 7 of Swords, the 7 of Swords, and the 10 of Cups. So, yeah, it's only your self-sabotage that stops you from true joy and fulfillment. And this little guy, like, stop acting like you're too cool for school. Stop feeling like you got to play it cool and you got to act like, oh, I don't care about anything, or like, oh, like, I'm chill, I'm just chilling. No, you're not. You're here living. You're here to be an empowered, badass, divine being, and you are. I feel like the fact that the 7 of Swords is coming out twice, I feel like you take in a lot of the self-sabotage that the universe has, a lot of the self-deprecation, and a lot of the, oh, good things won't happen, or people will betray you, it's a dog-eat-dog world. And then you internalize that and take that on, and they're just like, stop it, it's not true. Like, and I think that there's a lot of blessings that are going to sneak up on you when you least expect it. Like, they don't want you to live in a cycle of, like, you know, sleep, wake up, survive. They want you to thrive, and you're in that process of coming into thriving, and they want you to understand, like, the only thing that can take away your opportunity for true, genuine 10 of Cups fulfillment, love, joy, is the belief that you can't have it and the unwillingness to be open to it. Because the scariest thing could be that it happens for you and you're so in your head you don't even realize it, and then you have to look back in hindsight and be like, why didn't I appreciate that when it happened? They're trying to make you be fully present in your life now so that you don't have to look back and be like, I wish I would have recognized the blessings that were already in my life. And with this star here and this pink and green, like, this is a sign that they are here to help you heal your heart, and like heal your heart in ways where you just trust it more, and you recognize it's okay for it to get hurt. It's okay for it to break. It'll just come back more solid, and it'll just be stronger. Like, your heart is a powerful magnet, and I definitely think a big part of their role is heart healing, heart mending. And I feel like you are mending your relationship with the earth, and recognizing, like, part of their journey is helping you heal your relationship to the earth, and realizing, like, and healing your relationship to your own human journey, and realizing, like, you have such a special role and place in that, and nobody can replace you. Nobody can take that away from you. We also have the best exercise for the heart is to reach down and help someone up. So they are doing that for you, and if you would like, and if you ever feel inspired to do that, definitely feel free to, because that'll be healing for you as well. And the numbers on here are 39, 42, 52, 45, 20, 55. And we have everything originates from the seed of determination. And yeah, that's one thing about this guide, is that they are determined. And one thing that they're determined to do is to have a good time. Like it doesn't matter what circumstances they are in. They want you to find a way to have a good time no matter what, even if that's just singing a little song in your head. But they want you to know that you can do it. Like you can do more than you realize, and you can do hard things. The numbers here are 43, 2, 49, 31, 18, 19. We also have this elephant here, and I do believe that he is a book character, but I don't know what he is. And elephants are all about wisdom and moving through obstacles. So your guide could show up through elephants. They could also show up in like little, these remind me of the gooblers, or the big red goobler from Solar Opposites. Your guide likes funny things, and I wouldn't be shocked if your guide shows up in like funny things, or has messages for you in like funny media or funny circumstances. They always want you to be able to laugh at life and not while there are serious aspects of life, I do think that they want you to lighten up a little bit and just enjoy life more, because you don't need to accomplish things now. You don't need to wait to accomplish things in order to enjoy life. You can just start enjoying life now and enjoying that process, because who you are now is just as much of a gift as who you will be in the future. And I feel like they want you to know that they're helping you destroy obstacles. I also think of Lord Ganesha. If you have a connection to him, maybe this guide is connected through him, or maybe this is who you already had, so that's confirmation. But yeah, elephants are a powerful tool for you in terms of like, or a powerful representation of this guide, and also of wisdom, of maturity, of compassion, of love. I definitely think there's a lot of that there, a lot that wants to come into your life, and a lot that you have yet to experience. We also have this shoe here, which always makes me think of if the shoe fits. But I also think of, so I feel like if there's anything like that you want to be that you're not yet, I feel like the universe is saying like, make the shoe fit, like embody some of those things. But also if you needed permission to revamp your wardrobe or go on a shopping spree, or just clear out your closet so that you can find things that align with you more and that you would actually like to wear, feel free to do that. And I'm hearing like, stop waiting for the other shoe to drop. Stop expecting the worst. Start embracing that like maybe life has beautiful things it wants to bring you. And also I think that one way you could start to embrace Earth is like by finding the material things and like cultivating the material things that make you feel good, that make you feel like a good person, a bad bitch. That's a gender neutral, bad bitch. We also have this 4-leaf clover. So I feel like there's a lot of luck. You're really lucky right now. I feel like there's a lot of blessings coming your way. I feel like you need to embrace your charm, because like a Queen of Wands is very charming. And I feel like you have a charm that you haven't fully embraced. Maybe Ireland is specific, is special to you in some way. Maybe this guide is Irish, I don't know. But we also have this little blue here, and this kind of makes me think of the third eye and the throat. So those are two chakras that you could work on. So the biggest things are knowing your truth and not being afraid to speak it, and also trusting what your intuition tells you. I feel like your guide will really help you with that, and I think it'll be easier for you to trust your internal guidance the more you connect to it, and the more you accept what your truth actually is. Because there might be times where you really feel guided to do something, but your conscious mind is like, oh no, well I should do this, or like, well, I guess I could do that another day. And I feel like you could just almost confuse yourself unnecessarily. And I feel like this guide, they could come through in this color blue. You could see them in this color blue. But they definitely want you to see truth, see the truth beyond appearances and trust it without feeling like you have to trial and error or get further evidence for that. We also have this coffee cup here. So one thing that I feel like they want you to know is don't be afraid like to caffeinate yourself, or do what you need to do to get the energy to be motivated. But also I got this guidance in group 1's reading, and this relax card came out. So if you were drawn to group 1, there may be messages there for you as well. There may be another guide that is wanting to talk to you. But if you have like a little drink in the morning or during your day, visualize putting into the drink the energy that you want to embody. So if it's peace, visualize like however you would see, or intent. So if you're not a visual person, then speak it. Say the energy of peace is in my tea, or something like that. Whatever the hell you want. And just visualize like, and just like set the intention that as you drink it, like you're drinking that energy. It might be helpful, and it might be a cool way to connect with this guide. And maybe every day you could set a new intention. I want to set the intention of embodying just pure goofiness today. And this guide would definitely approve of that. They love goofiness. They love silliness. They love the lighter aspects of life. And they love using the lighter aspects of life to make the harder, darker aspects of life bearable enough to move through. We have a lot of fruit here. So this guide might come through in fruit. This looks like a lime, and we also have an apple. So this guide could be connected to fruit in some way. Or this could just be a reminder to maybe you need some citrus. Don't be out here getting scurvy. Make sure you got enough vitamin C in you. But also maybe you need some more fruit in your diet, or maybe if you've been really craving fruit, that could be them like helping you. Maybe fruit grosses you out. Maybe that's a new thing you need to try. But they could show themselves in fruit. Or you could get benefits from like certain nutrients from fruit that they're wanting you to get. So maybe have a fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. We also have this axolotl. So they could show up in axolotls. But one thing I think about with axolotls is that they can regenerate limbs. And so I feel like this guide is reminding you that it's okay and understandable to be afraid of pain, to be afraid of things not working out, to be afraid of the uncertainties of life. But I feel like they're reminding you everything that does get hurt can heal. And in fact, it can grow stronger. It can, and you can learn from it in powerful ways. But I feel like you need to trust that whatever you lose or whatever you have to let go of or whatever gets cut off from your life, like it will come back or grow back or return in a much grander way than you could even imagine. And with the number 2, February could be a significant month. They could show up in the number 222 or 22 or something like that. I also think that like they want you, like the number 2 is really significant in your journey with them, where you may just be learning to embrace connection, and especially one-on-one connection, and also co-creation. Like maybe they're reminding you, you're not alone in this process. It's you two together, and they're gonna help you. They're gonna help you. If you're the captain, they're the skipper, or I guess if you're skipper, they're Gilligan. Like, I don't know boat terms. I lived in the Midwest. Shit's landlocked. But anyway, last little charmy here. We have the letter R. So, which makes me just think of pirates, like R. But this guide could have the name R. Maybe there's a rated R movie that they might have signs for you in. Or they could just be saying that they really love you. And yeah, I don't know, the letter R could be significant in some sort of way. But pile 2, that is where I'm going to leave this reading. Thank you guys, and thank you to your guides so much for coming through, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for letting my ads play in the background while you do something else. That is one of the simplest and easiest ways to show support and appreciation for my channel, so thank you to everyone who does that. If you'd like to support me in other ways, you can like this video, you can comment down below, let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to click that little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. You can check out my merch, you can check out my social media, you can check out my other videos, especially ones with extendeds. But that is all I have for you guys, so thank you so much for watching and for letting me read for you. I really hope these messages resonated and you got what you needed. Also candles, code ASO15 for 15% off through the holidays. After that, ASO10. But thank you guys so much for watching and for letting me read for you. I really hope that these messages resonated. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile 3. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the blue Chalcedony leaf and the Elemental Oracle, yes, then this is going to be a reading on the spirit guide coming through to say hi and more. So we're going to start by looking at who this spirit guide is and what their purpose is right now. So to start with who they are, we have the Ace of Cups, we have Judgment, and we have Nyx. I am pronouncing that correctly. And then for their purpose in your life, we have Hearth, we have Othala, and we have Transformation. Oh, this is really interesting. Okay. So I feel like this guide is new, or at the very least new to you in terms of guiding you. With this Ace of Cups here, I do feel like they are very excited to work with you. They might have started working with you already, but this is definitely a guide who prefers to keep themselves in the shadows. Not in a bad way, but in a way where their presence doesn't necessarily, who they are doesn't matter as much as what they're able to do. And I don't feel like it's a shyness sort of thing. I feel like it's kind of a, if you knew who they were, it might change how you related to them, just because you might see them as too powerful or as like hard to believe that they're even guiding you. There's kind of something like that where they deliberately keep their true identity hidden in order to work with you more effectively. And also because I can see that this guide just prefers mystery. It's also giving me the energy though, if you've ever read A Wrinkle in Time, I can't remember, you know, there's Mrs. Who's It, Mrs. What's It, and there's one of them that's so old and powerful that they basically have a very hard time materializing into the physical world. The three of those, I guess, quote, women are like spirit guides, I guess you could say. And the one of them is so old, they almost can't materialize. It's kind of ruined in the movie because they just turned Oprah into a giant. And I'm like, well, that completely takes... I have a lot of beef with the movie, actually, because it does not do the story justice. But that is not why we're here. I definitely feel like as well they could be... it also reminds me of the energy of Merlin. It's just a little bit mysterious, and there's nothing nefarious behind that mysteriousness. It's just rather, it doesn't really matter who I am. What matters is my purpose in guiding you. And the one thing I will say is that this guide does like to work in the background, in the shadows. But also, if they need you to know something, if they want their presence to be known, you will know it quite fast. And I even feel like horns could be a powerful way that they will get your attention. But they love you very much. Well, obviously they're your spirit guide. That's what guides do. And I feel like one of the reasons why they have come in to guide you, we'll talk about this here, is there seems to be a lot happening in your life around relationships, not just romantic, but all kinds, inheritance and ancestry. And I feel like this guide is coming in to help you move through a transition that you've already been going through for quite a while, I feel, but one where you're stepping into inheritance spiritually, not just, I mean, you could be getting inheritance physically, but there is some sort of facilitation that this guide is helping you with, where they are helping facilitate the process of you inheriting your spiritual ancestry. And that spiritual ancestry is helping give you or reawaken gifts that you've had either in past lives, or gifts that, you know, you've always had within you but you've never discovered before, that are allowing you to step into the newest version of yourself and be comfortable in your own skin and in the world around you. I definitely feel like if you're manifesting better friendships or manifesting soul family into your life, this guide is helping you with that process. And one thing that they're doing is the changes that you're making, you're going to be attracting people through those transformations. I feel like this guide is here to help usher in the new, but to be comfortable in letting go of the old and recognizing that you can feel a sense of safety in the interim, and also to recognize what your goals are moving forward and recognize what you actually deserve. And I think one of the biggest things that you just deserve is peace, comfort, and safety, and a place to lay your head on at night that makes you feel safe and warm. And I feel like this transformation may have not much to do with you personally and a whole lot more to do with your environment transforming. I definitely see that this is the type of guide that they can pull some strings. It's actually really cool. Like, you know that person that just they always know a guy, and they can always make things happen, and you're like, how do you know all these people? Like, they just seem to have the weirdest web of connections. Like, this is this guy, but like in the best way, where they can make things happen and open doors that would have been completely invisible to you had this guide not stepped in. And here's the thing, this is actually really important. You will know this reading is for you because you made some sort of significant decision or significant change in your life. And that change could have been as small as like a perception shift, a choice to stop believing a certain thing, or it could be big as like, I'm changing my life in this way. I need to let go of this certain thing. And that decision ignited the opportunity for this guide to help you. I wanted to say triggered this guide, but I don't mean triggered in a bad way. Like, it set off a chain of events that allowed this guide to come into your life because number one, you, in making that choice or set choices, you went down a specific path that this guide can help you with. You also went down a specific path where, because this is what you chose, you're going to need certain spiritual resources and certain support that you wouldn't have needed if you had chosen different pathways. And I can't tell you what that looks like for you and how that moves forward for you, but what I can say is that whatever choices you have made in the recent past are not ones you should regret, because they're keep heading you down towards the right path. And I will say that you will find that through this path, existing connections in your life are likely going to get deeper or fizzle away, or at the very least, they're either going to get deeper or you're going to get more distant. Like, nothing seems to be staying the same right now, and for good reason. Anyone that's falling away is definitely being replaced with new people, and it's definitely like, if you want advice for meeting new people or being ushered into like certain experiences that are going to be very powerful, because that's one thing that this guide is helping you with, and they'll probably do that through small things like giving you the sudden urge to travel, because one thing I was going to say is if you have a strong connection to your biological ancestry, you know, maybe visiting your ancestral homelands if you don't already live where they are, or bringing, if you don't live in your ancestral homeland, bringing that culture to you. So, you know, maybe exploring and seeing what places around you have those offerings. I could definitely see you meeting new people or forging deeper connections with people that you share a similar biological or cultural ancestry with, or a spiritual ancestry, in the sense that maybe you don't know this person in this lifetime, but maybe you and your souls have been working on similar things, and it just is within both, it's to both of your benefits to meet each other. So this is definitely a guide that's very good at like matchmaking, and this is a guide that does an excellent job of making things happen without you even being able to anticipate it. Before you can even think about it or ask for it, it's already here. Like, this guide is really cool, and I wish I could see them more, but they just definitely prefer to keep themselves under wraps. But one thing that I do know is that if you want to get a better idea of them, I think that is up to you to do. But I also think it doesn't really matter what you ask. If they're not going to share it, they're not going to share it. But if they do share things about themselves and like identifiers, you will know beyond a doubt it is them. They have a very pure, loving energy. Like, the coziness that you feel when you're sitting by a fire or cuddling with someone that you love, like, that is kind of the feeling of their energy. They really love to put in the work behind the scenes to make Earth feel like home, to help people feel like at home in their bodies, at home in their world, and to like just be able to have more trust in their journey. I definitely think that you've already been undergoing a powerful transformation that's not just of self, but your environment, how you relate to it, how you connect to it. And I think that they are kind of overviewing that. They are supervising it. And doing what they can to also guide other guides in the spirit realm that can help you, and stepping in when they need to. But realistically, they're kind of if spirit guiding were a bureaucracy, it's like if this is you and these are some of your spirit guides, I feel like they're one step above. They're still guiding you, but it's like there's a lot of interplay between other energies that are guiding you, loving you, supporting you, and this guide. This guide seems to kind of be more of a big picture, but a powerful presence when they want to come through. And I think actually one thing I'm going to do, instead of, there's one question that we asked, that's how have they impacted your life. And since they're new, I think what we're going to ask instead is, why did they choose to show themselves in this reading? So we're going to do that first, I think, because there's obviously a reason why they are showing up if they're already the type to be like, well, I don't really show myself much. There's obviously a reason why they want you to know that they're here, which is really cool. So while I'm shuffling, if you want to, thank you so much to everyone who takes the time to give me a little like or a subscribe or a little comment or letting the ads play. All that's just very simple and very easy ways to support me and show appreciation for what I do. So thank you to everyone who does that. But while I'm shuffling, if you want, you can ask for signs or just ask for the messages most necessary. Hope that they come through. And if you were drawn to either of the other two readings, there are similar but different themes in all of them. So it seems like we as a collective are undergoing like very powerful transformations and intense stuff right now. So if you're feeling like life is intense, you're certainly not alone. Okay, so pile 3 spirit guide. Why are you showing yourself in this reading? Why do you want pile 3 to be aware of your presence in their life if you're already so hush-hush? Oh, okay. With the 6 of Cups, because first of all, they love you. And second of all, they want you to know that they've got your back. Like, I don't know. I think that this is probably like what, a panther or a cougar. This is a powerful kitty cat. And I do feel like this guide wants you to know that there are beings that have your back that you're not even aware of, and they want you to know that they're one of them that have your back. And like the absolute amount of power that you hold on your own and the amount of power behind you, it's a significant amount. I feel like too, you and this guide do have a relationship beyond this lifetime. Unless you don't believe in that sort of thing, then disregard what I'm saying, but I believe in it. So it's my channel and I get to choose what we channel. Okay, I don't know why anyway, they want you to know that they're there. They want you to know that they're here for you, and they want you to know that they're helping you and taking care of you. And I feel like in a lot of ways, like, you are their precious baby. Like, I wonder if too, because this Ace of Cups card can even talk about motherhood. I wonder if you guys have had like parent-child relationships in the past. Maybe for a select few of you, this could be someone that you had past lives with. I mean, maybe not for a select few of you, it could be more than that. But I also think one reason why they want you to know that they're here is because your path really resonates with their missions, their purpose, their reasons for guiding. I feel like you have a very powerful inner child, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. And I feel like this guide really wants you to know that they are here to protect that inner child as well and help you embrace it so that you can like be with it more in your own life. I do feel like if this guide has guided you in the past, this is the first time they're guiding you in this lifetime, at least because it's time and you're ready, and it's like you chose them the way that they chose you because you chose those decisions that you made that set you down this path in the first place. And so I feel like this guide just wants you to know that they're here. And also I think that this guide not in a creepy jigsaw way, kind of wants to play a game with you where they leave little signs of their presence, and it's kind of like a Secret Santa type of thing where they will leave you little messages, little omens, little blessings, little things, or something will happen in your life, and then you'll see a sign that reminds you of them, and then you'll be like, oh my gosh, like they were behind this. And like I feel like they'll have a unique calling card for you. And I think that one thing they want you to know as well is that they have like a deep love for your heart and your purity and your childlike nature, and they are definitely going to do a lot to try to encourage you to be in that. And I feel like more than anything, the reason why they came through is because they just want you to know, hey, I'm here. You don't need to know the ins and outs of who I am to know that I love you and I'm guiding you and I'm here for you and I'm here to help you and protect you and support you. And yeah, they love you very, very much. And I think they are very excited to help you open doors. I'm actually hearing that song in Frozen that's like, love is an open door. And isn't Anna singing that with like with the fake bitch? I don't remember his name. Prince Stupid Head. I feel like things like that could happen where people are exposed as not having the same intentions as you thought. That could be an example. If you've recently had people exposed that you're like, oh wow, you're not who I thought you were. They could have been behind that, so that could be a presence of how they've already been in your life, but I would say that would be recently. But more than anything, why they wanted to let you know that they were here is to just give you, at the very least, an idea of some magical presence that is protecting and guiding you, that is helping you cultivate and share your magical presence. Another message I keep forgetting to say too is that if you see orbs in pictures, it might be a sign of them. They might show themselves through orbs. But now I want to ask how you can connect with them. So Pile 3 Spirit Guide, how can Pile 3 connect with you consciously? We have the 8 of Swords. So the best way that you can connect with them, number one, I think asking for their help when you're stuck in rumination or stuck in your head. But number two, you can connect with them when you feel trapped. Like I feel like one way they want to show their power to you is for you to wait until a time where you're really stuck in your own head and you're having a hard time, and to ask them for help. Ask them to show you the way or show you what to do or guide you towards a solution. But I also think that this is also a sign that if you had an idea of how you could connect with them, but you pushed it away or thought, no, that's stupid, or no, that doesn't work, they're saying to actually trust that, and that is a way to connect with them, and you can utilize that. I think if there's any intuitive guidance that you get of how to connect with them, and your mind is like, no, that's probably silly, or it probably won't work, or blah, 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 that's exactly what you need to do, because I do think that part of their purpose is helping you get out of those thought patterns, but also to help you realize that there are solutions within you and around you that you may forget having, and they really want to help get you into a pattern of being more consciously aware of when you're tied up in your mind or feeling stuck, and remember that there's tons of love and support around you, and they're an excellent example of that. I also feel like when it is time for you to be in the dark, in the sense of like it's a rest time, or it's a germination time or something like that. I don't even know if that makes sense. That you feel comfortable and safe in that and trust in that process, so that you don't feel like you're doing something wrong if you're not constantly moving forward. They want you to know that even when you can't consciously connect with them, they still are connected to you, and they're already 5 steps ahead, making sure you know what you need to know, you'll move how you need to move, you'll do what you need to do when the time is right. And if it's not right, they'll make sure that you stay right where you are and prompt you to, oh, I just had really powerful deja vu, that was weird. They will prompt you to they will prompt you internally to do things that will bring you comfort or support you. Like all of a sudden you'll have a craving for a certain food, and it might be because you're actually missing that nutrient in your body, or you're all of a sudden really, really tired and you don't know why, and you need more sleep. And then while you're asleep, like a lot of healing is happening. Like this guide has a lot of tricks up their sleeve in a good way, where they are here to help you, and they are here to what's the right word? They're here to help you, and they're also here to lift burdens off of you, but they can't do that for you. So I feel like one thing they want you to know is that you don't have to have it all figured out. And in fact, if there's something you need to know that you don't, they will prompt you either intuitively or through other people or through guidance of some sort that will come to you in the most uncanny of ways to know what you need. And when you have what you need, you'll feel it. And I think more than anything, they really want to help you with feeling more comfortable in the process of these transformations, in the process of the unknown. And embrace the times of stagnancy, embrace the times of lulls, because there's a lot of wisdom in those periods of your life, and also just a great opportunity for you to rest and regenerate. Part of their job as your guide is to help teach you how to rest and how to be gentler with yourself. So now I want to see what guidance they would like to share with you at this time. So Pile 3's guide, is there any guidance that you would like to share with Pile 3 while you have the floor? Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which I love. So this is really powerfully saying to me to trust where you're at in life and trust where you're moving. You're exactly where you need to be. There's no need to stress. There's no need to feel like you're behind. You are right where you need to be. So whether things are falling apart or things are coming together, everything is as it should be. But also know that I feel like they want to remind you that you are the creator of your own destiny, but the choices you make set things in motion, and that they are here helping make that happen as well. There are certain goals that you're working towards, or certain things you've been really focused on, and you've been wondering, like, when is this going to happen, or when is this going to come together? And I feel like they're saying, as frustrating as it is, in the perfect time, in the perfect way. But what they want you to know about it is that these are already set in motion. Like, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, in terms of the goals that you're moving towards, the things that you're trying to create. But also, I feel like the biggest thing that they want you to know is that your mind could be the biggest blockage in terms of you receiving blessings sooner, easier, and receiving guidance sooner and easier. So they really want you to learn how to discipline your mind to be accepting of whatever state that you're in, and just be in a place of like, okay, can you be receptive to outside insight in terms of, like, you know, getting help from other people, or using divination, or just listening to your environment and seeing what it has to say to you. And also, can you turn off your mind enough to listen to what's going on inside of you, what's going on internally? I feel like there's really this big message. If you can't mess anything up here, there's really nothing to worry about. And the best thing that you could do actually is resolve worries, because that is just going to be unnecessary noise that makes it harder for you to listen to this guidance or see solutions sooner. So let's go ahead now, and I'm getting a little stuffed up. I don't like that, and get some channeled messages from this guide and see what they want to say to you. So Pile 3's guide, what would you like to say to them at this time? What does Pile 3 need to know? Prayer. Dear guardian angel or spirit guide, help me dissolve past guilt or regret. Help me see that all is always in perfect and divine order. Help me let go of the fear that I project on my future. Help me live fully within each precious moment and feel your eternal love within and around me. Help me to realize and fulfill my true potential. Thank you. That's really what they're here to do. Realize and fulfill your true potential. What else, though? What else would you like to say to Pile 3, please? Action. Drop off fear and just do it. You have the power to create whatever you truly want. Look inside your heart and take positive action in those things that bring you closer to achieving your desired goals. Nothing can stop you except your own fears. This is a positive confirmation from God, Spirit, the universe, and angels, guides, unconditionally loving source energies, that the time is right for you to start a new and exciting venture. So I feel like that's happening. And I think with the action card, if you don't know what action to take, if you don't know what to do, then maybe that action is nothing, because you'll know what action to take when the time is right. What else? What else would you like to say to pile 3? Wow, this came out in all 3 groups, which I really love. Relax. There is plenty of time for you to achieve all you desire. Place your hands gently on your heart and allow your breath to guide you to a quiet space within. Imagine yourself bathed in golden light, flowing from the eternal heart of God, Spirit, the universe. I, your spirit guide or guardian angel, am with you. Allow me into your heart. You will accomplish more by focusing on that which is most important in life. Love. Beautiful. Okay, so we are going to finish off by looking at charms, and these charms will be signs of this guide and also any extra guidance that it has for you. So, so SU, or us, well, I like this because I feel like this guide is saying you're not in charge of me, I'm not in charge of you, we're working together. This is about us, or I don't know. I feel like there's just we're in this together kind of vibe. But the first thing that I saw was like, if you were on Vine back in the day, like, dude. That's what I saw. I don't know why. But yeah, U and S could be significant letters. But we have a bell, a silver bell. So this guide could communicate with bells, or the color silver could be significant to them, or chrome. Let's see what your fortunes say. We have, if you must choose between 2 evils, pick the one you've never tried before. I love that advice. And the lucky numbers are 4, 56, 12, 45, 50, 54. We have kindness changes everything. I don't even know where this came from, but I see why it's in my charm bowl. Okay. Let's see what this one is. Be calm when confronting an emergency crisis. So I feel like this is something your guide could help you with if you haven't experienced that yet. That could be something because I feel like one big thing that they're helping you do is learn to be at home within yourself no matter what is happening around you, no matter how frustrating or disturbing or nervous it might make you. And the numbers here are 11, 43, 40, 19, is that an 8 or a 6? 8 and 4. And we also have adapt to circumstances in order to make progress. So I feel like this is a big sign, again, to surrender resistance that you have to the forces at work that you can't control, especially because there might be a really good reason why. For example, maybe you're really tired and feeling unproductive, maybe you need that rest. I also feel like it's just helpful in terms of like helping you adapt and feel powerful in whatever state you're in. We also have 31, 20, 43, 14, and 7. So we have the Strength card. So yeah, I feel like this is confirming that this guide is very powerful. They have a lot of power. And then on top of it, it's like, I feel like they're here to help you stand in your power, but from a place of compassion. And we have the King of Swords. So yeah, I feel like they're here to, number one, help you use your mind with more discipline, gain more awareness. And they also, I feel like this is a powerful message. They don't ever want you to let go of your skepticism. They love your skepticism, and they want you to know that, and even I want you to know that that's a very important part of being human, and that's an important aspect of being human. We have the number 8 twice though. So the number 8 could be significant. You might see them in 888. But also the infinity sign here could be significant. I definitely think that if your mind tends to overpower your heart and your intuition, that's one thing they're going to be helping you with. But also strengthening your mind in ways where it works for you rather than against you. Let's see. So crowns could be a sign of their appearance. But also I think that they could just be a source of power that's helping you connect with your own divinity and recognize your own worth. We also have a bare foot. So I'm thinking of like the alcohol barefoot. Maybe just the outline of a bare foot could be a sign that they left their mark. We also have a heart that says love. And yeah, I feel like they love you very much. They want you to know that and that you can always feel them in your heart. We also have this witch charm. So you might be prompted to explore things that you're uncomfortable with or uncertain about. Obviously only do what you feel called to in your heart, but I do feel like they are here to help you embrace your power to create and make magic. And I wouldn't be shocked if they lead you to techniques that you haven't tried in the past or that you thought were bad or wrong that you then realize have some power, have some support. But also, if you were worried about anyone else like doing witchcraft on you or doing something to you, I feel like they wanted you to know that that's a non-issue and that you're protected, and to just send love back. Don't worry your pretty little head over it. That's just an occult form of bullying, and bullies are weak. So they're inherently weak. We have another tiny... so the name Sue could be significant. Or if there's some sort of court case that you're dealing with, they could be helping you with that or encouraging you to do that, but also I feel like they want you to use the gifts that you have to your benefit, to your potential, and they really want to help you with that process. We also have the shark, so they could show up in sharks, but I also think that this is a message to pay attention to your emotions, especially the ones that you're afraid of, because those are the ones that are going to come back to bite you if you avoid them. We also have this pineapple here, which I always see pineapples as a sign of welcome. So they could show up through pineapples, or they maybe want to make their presence known so that if you want to welcome them, they will. But also, if you don't want them to interact with you at all, they're happy to do that as well. They want you to kind of dictate what you're comfortable with. We also have this Eiffel Tower post stamp. So France or Paris could be significant, or travel could be significant. You might hear from someone who is at a distance, or this could be an encouragement for you to get out and explore, especially if you have any postage stamps that have a location on them you've never been. That might be a sign. We also have this ring without a stone. I feel like the process that you're going through now is kind of infinite, but I feel like there are worries that you're afraid you're going to make happen because you focus on them too much, and I feel like this guide is coming through to say those aren't set in stone. But also, even if you are walking down this path and you decide, no, actually want to do something different, you can do that. You can make that happen because it's not set in stone. You have a level of freedom here you might be unaware of. We also have St. Francis. I love St. Francis. So St. Francis could be a significant saint or a resource or support, or this guide could work with St. Francis. I would look into St. Francis. I feel like St. Francis is letting you know that even if you're unaware of him or anything like that, his love, his support is there for you should you want it. We also have this mermaid tail. So mermaids could be significant, but I definitely think that this guide is capable of diving deep really emotionally, and you will get the most powerful communication and awareness of them when you're deep in your heart space and you're like traversing your emotional depths. But maybe they just like to show themselves through marine life as well, if there's any marine animals. Okay, so we have Pisces, Taurus, and Aries. these could be signs that are significant to you as confirmation. But I feel like these are qualities that this guide has: courageous, trustworthy, and intuitive. And I feel like you have all of these qualities as well, and you need to give yourself credit for that. We have 2 pennies. So I feel like this guide, number 1, will give you their 2 cents when you need it. Actually, one of these is not a penny. It's from, oh, this is a 5-cent euro. And it has Spain on the back of it. I'm trying to see the year, 2008. Yeah, España. But they looked like 2 pennies, and I do think that they want you to know that if you're not hearing anything from them, that's okay. They'll give you their 2 cents when you need to hear it. We also have the year 2015, so those could be significant years. But Spain, the United States, France could all be significant countries. But also, they could help you increase your abundance, or you might even find that they leave their mark. One of their calling cards could be like change, spare change that just comes out of nowhere. And I feel like that spare change could be a sign of change coming to you. So pile 3, that is where I'm going to leave this reading. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for letting my ads play in the background. That's one of the simplest and easiest ways to show support and appreciation for my channel, so thank you to everyone who does that. If you would like to support me in other ways, you can like this video, you can comment down below, let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe if you haven't already, and click that little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. You can check out my merch, you can check out my social media, you can check out my candles through the holidays. Code ASO15 for 15% off. You can check out my fat juicy ass, haha, kidding, other videos, ones with extendeds. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. So thank you so much for watching and for letting me read for you. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye.